have the rose tip, as you can see here, and you can see it has a thicker part and a skinnier part, and you want to do skinny side down up. So when you make your rose, if you think about a petal of the rose, it's more delicate at the end of the petal. So you always want to remember that the top with the rose tip is the skinny side. Okay. This is a rose nail. A lot of you have them in your kit. It's basically a nail with a metal circle welded to it. All right. And then, of course, we have our piping bag. Now, it's a little challenging when you're doing a rose because you have to hold the rose tip, the rose nail with one hand, which I'm using my left, and then you have to hold the bag with your right. But I see how I'm holding this up against my shoulder because for me, if I'm making a lot of roses, I want to fill my bag a good amount to save time, but at the same time, I can't really squeeze and have a lot of control. Plus, I'll get carpal tunnel. So I'm going to kind of use my shoulder to kind of keep that bag. I got it twisted here, folded up against. All right, and then I'm going to squeeze from the middle because it gives me more strength and more control. All right, so my tip's going to go skinny side up, and then I have my nail. All right, so the first thing you do is you're gonna pipe a center. Okay. Then we're gonna make our I should say, not really a center. It's a base. It's a base for the rose. Now we're gonna do the center, and you're gonna spin the nail as I go around. Okay, so that's the center of my rose. Now you're gonna do arches. I always think McDonald's arches. You're gonna go an up and down arch. If you go too far wide across and not high enough, your rose will be flat. So you want to have some height to your rose. And in nature, we always do odd numbers. So we have 1 in the center, and now we're going to go 3 around. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's your center of the rose. Now that you could put on a cake that size if you wanted a smaller rose. But I'm going to do another row. So I'm going to go 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the other thing is when you're going around, you want to alternate your creases. So when, I don't know if you guys can see how those two meet, and then I kind of started in between. So the seam is not the same. Now to take off the rose is one of the trickiest things. These are not the proper scissors. There's special scissors that you can buy. I'll have to order some because we don't have any. You can use little tiny kid scissors. The ones that are really nice, they're actually designed for roses, and they're kind of curved, like offset, and they're plastic. Have you seen them before?
And they have the round base too. I have some.
I don't have any with the round base, but they're light and they kind of pick up. But what you want to do is you want to take your scissors. You're going to put it over the rose. Now I'm not closing it. I'm keeping my scissor open. I'm going to scoop it up. Now my scissors are still open. Then I'm going to go down to my cake. I'm going to close the scissors and very carefully pull away. All right. Now, when you're putting a rose on a cake, a lot of times you want to have a little bit of height, so you'll kind of set the rose onto a mound like that off to the side. Let me do one more. That one got a little smashed. Now, this is the buttercream that we purchased. It works pretty good for roses, but it gets soft really quick. 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to start here because see how those seams meet? 1, 2, and I'm overlapping. 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a better one. See, I was out of practice. You want to have your scissors kind of clean too. All right, so I'm going to scoop, keep my scissors open, set it down, close my scissors, and very carefully pull away. As you can see, that is the most challenging part. Okay, so there you have your rose.